All right, we're getting live, and I had this kind of a mission to create a game, but also I have a little code I wish we could review. So I will make a break on this part and try to make this code review because I'm lacking of hard drive space. So this code I have been writing, I don't know when, because I don't think there is actually any kind of source control in there. It looks even that um, there were some leftovers that we can fix or lint. So the code is very simple. It's a backup command, and I think it has been co-written with Claude. It looks like there is some AI pattern here because the start worker pool is not something I would do myself, but that's something that was generated by the AI. So what I was doing was opening a file, create destination, copy to destination, then I close the file, and then I close the source, I close the destination, and I get back with OS remove, so I remove the source where the backup was okay. And before I start backing it up, I do compute the checksum of the original file. So I have a file checksum somewhere. So if I go to definition here, there is this that compute SHA-256 for my file. And I guess also I will make a Git repo if it's not the case, so that at least I can start like versioning this code. All right, so let me see as well if so the size of my code is maybe also the streaming quality is not there when I am going fast, so I have to make maybe the size of the font a little bigger, or as I'm used to do instead, I could just do this and reduce a bit the size of my window. So at least like this, we will have a better font resolution. Let me check. Yeah, it's really better. Okay. So this little try here project. So I don't know if there is a GitHub. There is already a Git thing. If I got, so it's the initial commit. If I have a status here, I have this. If I use YAG for my root.go, and then done commit. So I use Claude AI for giving me a message from the commit. So this is something I use very regularly. Add auto eject of backup volume after completion. After a successful backup operation, automatically ejects the extreme volume. So the volume is hard coded. So we need maybe fix me hard coded volume volume, and also fix me only for Mac OS using disk util command. So those are things that I have to actually fix. This ensure the backup drive is properly unmounted for physical removal. Okay. So I comment this. So this is my new comment. And let's get back to the actual code. Sorry, I was not like sharing this part. But if I see, this is the comment I have written, thanks to Claude. Okay, so let me check this as the only window here for my good sake. And again, so what I want to do here is to check. So instead of just being able to commit like all to do all the dates, so it will take the ones that are the olders, and I have to have some function that we will be testing. Kind of hard to test though, because we don't really always know, but we can test it manually. And here, mark flag required test apparently is something that doesn't work. Default destination directory is empty. Right. I have this volume extreme here as marked as a main thing, and I have like a default destination directory. It doesn't seems like I have. It seems like there are like global variables. So these things are things we would not see in real code. Global variables, we prefer like dependency injection instead. Type copy job source date citation date is latest. This also can be optimized as latest here instead. Could be a function on a copy job instead. Because or is it in some part of the data? But it's okay. A boolean should only take 1 byte. I'm not sure about this though. I have dry run here. If not dry run, so here we do the copy. So before we try to copy anything to the disk, there should be some command for me to know how big the disk, the destination has. So normally, if I take only the, so I think I have file path dot base or dir job dot destination, and this will give me destination directory. And inside the destination directory, I would like to actually compute how much, if I have enough space before I create the destination. Even before creating destination, I need some kind of a function that check the disk space. the remaining disk space. So I will create a function to factor everything here. So I will just do job create. So we'll start with creates. I will start with I will start with is enough space, for example, inside job.destination directory. So this could be filepath.directory for this. I don't know, this thing maybe it returns an error. No, it just returns a string. So is enough space is undeclared. So here we will have an error, possibly error, and true if it's the truth. And so if t, then we'll like just return not with an error, but like not enough space. And I don't know where I'm already like here using outside of or inside of the Go for the destination checksum, if we're skipping or not the file. And the problem is that I really have to make a pause to the stream because I gotta go to the toilets. And this is a standard thing. But I will keep it alive, up and running with the code here. With a little message AFK maybe. So I can add some text. Manual. All right. All right, a bit back. So yeah, I want to add like a function so that instead of returning to fail the checksum, we can we use a mutex for printing apparently. So this mutex is quite special, but but it's exactly kind of this code I want to be using here. So I write this, and here paste it. Skipping jobs source, not enough space. And we should have this is enough space function here. And for that, we also need the job source because source doesn't have a size or something. It doesn't have the size. So I guess we need to use OSStat for that. So I need also job.source and the directory of the destination. Alright, so we have a little function to add here. Is enough space, taking source and destination directory, both with strings, and it returns a boolean error. Also, I don't not checking the error here, so let me just fix that first. And check the error here. This is return. FMC error. And so if there's enough space, then we should like skip the file, so it looks like it's continue. Okay. And so now in the code, so I will just set tab stop to 2. So we have this is enough space function. So first things here is to set source os.stat source. This way we have source info. If we have an error, I would like to return false. Okay. Source info has a size. This was return me the bytes. So and so we have to compute destination dir vectory for that. So we have dir available space and we return destination size is bigger than source size. Where these things can also return an error. So available space it returns some byte in 64 or error. Okay, so how I'm gonna do this dir available space, and I will also add another command to my backup command, which will be like available size. So I'm thinking to go for a method that is very simple, which is df, and the destination there, for example, I think, yeah, 24 rec is an option here, and it does actually give me this value for available. So it's not the first, not the second, not the fourth. And actually, if I use oak, for $4, I think it's -c print. Oops. Well, it's not. Oh yeah, I think you have to first make curly braces, then space, then $4, and the curly brace, and there we go, available. So either we use two commands here and we pipe them, like I've done here, for available space, which is I think the easiest way to get it, or we can go through the string here, the second string, and gets to the available space. This could be a nice way to do the test. It will be much faster than spawning a new process, a new command, things like that. But here actually efficiency of this, it's a command that will run for each file of there, and it's not that much work. I can do two versions, or I can end up testing the second one, or I can just go with this version, which is I can content myself of getting there. But you have to know that there is another way to do it better. And there is also maybe something else, but for now I will spawn exec.command df, and with this command I will exec run. Alright, I need to store in some buffer. I call it out here, which is gonna be by its buffer, x.standard output. I'm not sure it's a standard output though of df. So if I take df/volumes extreme to, so I take the error output. So it's apparently number 1. So we can get standard output here equals to out. So I want it to go to my out buffer, and then here I have error and an integer. If error not nil, df run. Okay, so this is for the moment here. It's just gets the standard output of the fir command of df dir directory, and then I will have x to be a second command. Oak print $4, and here it will be x dot run again, but before standard input will be the output of the previous one, and the actual output will give me 2 lines, of which I only need the second one. So x dot standard output equals to oak out and so we run the command again. We get the oak output here. Can return 0. So of course this doesn't give me the error of the command, but here in oak out I have 2 lines, so I have to scan the first line and then scan the next one, so I can just get buff.io.scanner or .new scanner, and it needs a reader, and let's call this s.scan first time, s.scan second time, and this time I need s.text and parse it as if it was s.string strconf, sorry, dot parse int from sx base 10, and I think it's the resolution if it's 64 bytes. So here it's 64. And now from this point, of the code we have an error. So this should be available. We can make a test, and this should be size in bytes. So here n so here n should be available, and we have like also an error. So if we have this error, return 0 fmt error f parse int. We also have text. Declare not used n. Okay, so before trying anything here, we can do dry run, and we would see like every file getting skipped. So the command would be to get back here and do -try backup destination, and I will do dry run. All right, so would backup for date. There's so many. So I always keep. I did. Oh. One second. Printf error f reads arg1, but call has 0 args. True. Here I will panic with error. Okay. Let me get one. Let's close this terminal. Stay with one term. All right, so I don't see, and the program seems blocked. So this is really. So it's identified some checksums that are different, and those were backed up because it's were computing the checksums. Okay. Okay. Now I will like reconnect the disk. And get another look. So it looks like it isn't bugged, but would back up, would back up, would back up, would back up. I have so much output to this command, starting with what it would have backup, would back up. So I don't really understand what happened. All right, so again, what am I doing if I is enough space? Not enough space. Do I have any? So here it doesn't happen because I'm not starting the copy. The problem also is that I'm running things in parallel. So it might be multiple files trying to get to copy, and finally they would like error with unable to get to copy because of the worker pool. So there is a problem here with workers, which is by default runtime nim CPU, but right now this has to be fixed. Fix me waiting, require a waiting queue, wait queue for the workers before we start to copy, to check how much time, to check how much size would be needed by the next batch of copies. Well, that's pretty clear to me that this requirement here doesn't ends up well. So instead here we will default we would default this by number of workers instead to be 1. All right, so that's one thing. I would like to also root cmd.add command, copyrighted command, use available and for this command we will need to add a flag for the destination, and I don't know what is actually the destination directory. Well, it should be joined perfectly. Just to test. So I would like to test the function is enough space or available space. And now if I had a command, an option here, if my code was a bit more clean, we have to clean up this code about like how we add like we did for YAG. So you can check the YAG video for this. One of them we were refactoring YAG. And it will be nice that I make a website where I actually um, cut the videos, make highlights, everything. So trying to imitate what YouTube is doing for its system. So I just leave the videos there, and then to access the content, it will be on another website next to my resume. So for each task, each big task I have been making. So this is a cute project idea as well. And now, for example, I would have to queue. So at 5150, about this time, I'm talking about a project idea. So there is available space in a directory here, and the problem is that I will give it args 0. And args exact args 1. So this give me a number of bytes, an error. So if I have an error, I return error. Otherwise, I print ln n. And I return nil. Okay. Let's see if this works. So root. So first of all, I don't think that there is an install command. No such thing. So go install. It says as well that I'm import runtime. And not using it, so before I go further, I should yak a bit. So yak in the YC. So Cloud AI is saying that add disk space check before file backup. Add is enough space function to verify destination has enough space. Add their available space function to check available space using df. Skip files that will exceed this available space. Add available command to check disk space. Temporarily limits workers to 1 until batch processing is implemented. Add a fixed me note about implementing wait queue for workers. The changes ensure the files are only copied when there is sufficient disk space, preventing failed copies due to disk space exhaustion. So there we are. Something is weird here. Okay. Yeah, I call it try now. That's bad. Try, because I was only building it first. Let me see if there are LSP diagnostic, and apparently there is this constant that is not used, so I can clean this code as well. And this is just a small change. So remove unused destination path constants, deleted unused. Okay. So let's go build this again. Try. Available. And destination is like volumes. Extreme. Rec 24. And you see that apparently I have a problem with df here. So I need to copy to standard error first. So let me check. Disputed, eject, volume extreme. This also has to change here. So I'm using df here. And apparently I have an error, so I'll change standard error to be os.standard error. Let's try again. So go run available. Okay, so apparently I failed to push the USB inside its socket. So now still have the same error. Ari. Alright, it's 24 rec. Alright, so it looks like it just works. So now it's gonna sort by date. And it's gonna take the latest and try not to copy it worker by worker. Let's see. Or yeah. Go run dot sorry, take the compiled thing, try back up, test slash volumes slash extreme slash 24 rec, and not in dry run. So apparently I have a file here, which is the latest one. Oh man, I've wrote like something that doesn't make any sense actually, which is destination size is bigger than source size, and I'm actually running the code. This is very junior error here. So dest size has to be, if there is enough space. Oh, if there is enough space, destination size should be greater than source size. So I don't know what are those very big videos that I have here. Let me check. How do I? So it's only 19 megabytes, and it says it's not enough space. Maybe I'm not using this function in the correct way. Telescope definitions, references, maybe. All right, so I'm using it here. If there is enough space, so all right, there we go. And then what about this one? So this one was backed up. Okay, so I'm just going to let this backing up for now. And suddenly, we could browse some music on YouTube, or I don't know if this is legal or not. Yeah, need to set up. This is some nice code here, but I feel tired to get into this one. Yeah, my medication is kind of like really heavy still. There are some files here. It says there's not enough space. So it looks like almost all the files here has not enough space now. Like to try to dust. It finds some files that have enough space though. Okay, I'm gonna let this go into the background there. And while it's doing this, we can do something else. But again, I don't feel like I have the energy for it. So I think I'll try another stream again. Need to just back up this code here. So I can copy some code. We can try out some tests. So I'll create just to put them somewhere. I have change to cars here directory. I can make a new term null here, get init, and I would like to make package and use for collision for rectangle collision. Recall. And I will create a file. Called rectangle. And I will write this to package recall rectangle.go. And I will overwrite the file. Apparently, and I will remove the main function. And indeed here there is a problem with go_mod init. Okay. All right. Let me check the weather, and I think I will go walk for a walk because I don't feel like working anymore. So I will let the stream ends here.